Dougie, we advanced in the Scottish Cup, first game, first win.
Yeah.
How's that feel? And tell us about your kind of emotional state going through that game before we come to the actual match.
Yeah, well, the first thing today was to win the game and be in the next round of the cup. But yeah, really delighted to get that first victory, get everybody on the right path. I thought the fans today were excellent, right behind the boys from start to finish. And I thought as the game started, you could see the confidence in them. They were playing some good stuff first half. Again, second half, when you make a number of changes, the game seems to go flat. We started to try to rush it, make a lot of mistakes, and kind of allowed Alloa back into the game. But listen, the most important thing is we're in the hat for tomorrow. You're
smiling because you do that thing that a lot of managers do, where you immediately turn the question back to your team and your players. I'm going to come back to you. How did it feel coming into the home dugout? We had a wee advanced moment where we kind of like, that's the game in your dugout, because we're familiar to a different kind of shape. Does it start to feel a wee bit like home here?
Yeah, it was different, normally than the other one. But no, listen, it's great to be there. I actually said earlier on to someone, I woke up this morning, I thought I was back playing. I had that excitement in my belly. My belly was turning. But no, that was just nervous to try and get off to a great start, and thankfully we've done that.
As you say, Alloa, let's offer a bit of respect to them in the start of our analysis. Unbeaten in 9 and 4 clean sheets. We get the goal to go ahead. The game shifts and ebbs and flows, but it's a clean sheet that sees us over the line. Is that something you're particularly pleased with? Yeah,
definitely. I thought it was always going to be a difficult game. Alloa, like you say, have been flying in League One. 9 unbeaten coming into today. We knew it was difficult. Ourselves have been under a little bit of pressure the last few weeks, no winning games, and it was always going to be a banana skin. Because Alloa have got nothing to lose. It could have been a cup shock, Alloa putting out Raith Rovers, but thankfully that's not the case. And we can look forward to, like I say, that draw tomorrow.
Tell us a wee bit about your decision on the shape, the formation, the selection, and were you happy enough with how we got out of the blocks?
Yeah, listen, that's the way I'll play, depending on the opposition. My preferred formation is 4-2-3-1. I think you get a good structure behind the ball with your 2 centre-backs, your 2 sixes. And then the rest can go and flow to get up and get bodies in the box. But like I say, I thought first half we played some great stuff. The goal's a fantastic move. It's a great finish, albeit a slight deflection of maybe a miss kick for Jordan. But again, the play to get to Paul McMillan in the wide area and a great cutback and a good finish. So listen, that's just part of it. There was more good play within the game. But it was always going to be a difficult game, and like I say, thankfully we're through the time.
You mentioned Jordan scoring the goal, man of the match performance. We'll catch up with him for a wee bit of a chat, but I guess his performance isn't the only kind of area where we've seen you using the squad in a slightly different way. Are you starting to see little pockets of opportunity, little bits of potential in players that we maybe haven't seen thus far?
Yeah, listen, and obviously with my time in the game, I've been, like I say, in this league for a number of years. You can see things and you maybe think, I think he can fit in there. You've probably never seen Ewan Wilson playing at left mid. I swapped Josh Millen and him when I took off Paul McMillan. Then I moved Jordan into the middle of the pitch, put Jairo to right back. So there's a lot of changes we can make here at the football club. There's players that can play 2 or 3 positions, and you'll see that as the weeks go on, the things will chop and change.
You picked up probably everything I've got written in my notes here, and I wonder, does that come from a bit of contact and connection with your wider technical team as well?
Yeah, listen, you've got to speak to people, you make calls to ask about certain individuals within the group and ask questions to see if they can play 1 or 2 positions, because, like I say, I like players that can play 2 or 3 positions, because it helps when you pick up injuries that players can fill in different areas. So, like I say, the group's a very good group, they're a very talented group, and it's just trying to get the confidence back and squeezing as much out of them as we can to go forward.
And there is always that bit of a new manager basically lays down the gauntlet to everybody who's either playing, you need to step up to the plate, but if you're on the periphery of the squad thinking, I maybe don't feel I've had a fair crack of the whip here, turn up and show us.
Yeah, 100%. Like I say, the players I've picked have got the jersey. It's up to them to lose that. But like I say, everybody that never come on there are pushing hard behind that. Like I say, but we've got a tough week coming up. We've got 3 games in a week, so everybody will be utilised. It's up to use the squad as best we can. Make sure we've no injuries. Great, we never picked up any today, and hopefully within the next number of weeks we can start to get players back that are injured at the moment.
You mentioned about the injuries. Ross Matthews come back, always a positive sign. He came through the game okay?
Yeah, he did. He done okay. There's no injuries to pick up, so he's done fine. But again, I thought the group looked really, really well first half, and it's just now to try and build on that.
What are the key positives when you drive up the road tonight that spin around your head?
clean sheet next round, that's good for me.
It's probably what we all say as we come up the stadium. We sometimes leave thinking, you know, that was a bit of a challenge at certain points, bits that don't flow, but the key thing is that we progress.
Yeah, the thing for me as well, obviously when Alloa got a little bit of foothold second half, we stood strong. You know, I don't think they get in many times. Obviously they brought Connor on, who's always a handful. You know, he's been a terrific player in his career. He's doing a good job for Alloa. Different dimension, you know, the young Luke Rankin first half, who's a different player to Big Connor, but I thought Dara and Paul dealt with him really, really well, with Steve-O and Jordan either side, curtailed them to giving us very little problems. So again, another positive to build on.
It's always tricky for fans at this time of the year. I think the cup draw always brings a bit of enthusiasm, but maybe pockets don't stretch as far as many families would like. But of those that turned up, they did stick with the team. What's your word for them?
No, listen, I said that. You know, I thought the fans were terrific from start to finish. And hopefully, you know, with positive results, that a lot more come in and get behind the team, you know, because like I said earlier on in the week, when this place is at its maximum, it's a fantastic place to come and play your football.
Dougie, we'll finish with saying congratulations on our first win together.
Thanks very much.